Howdy Space Cats and happy January. My name is Jules and this is the second in my series Children's Book Publishing Masterclass. I have a degree in illustration and have been independently publishing my own books since 2012, selling thousands of copies of my books. I had a great education, but it really didn't cover recent leaps in technology. So I spent a huge amount of time learning those things myself and how to be successful in this field. If you really want 2020 to be the year that you get your story out to people, it's good news. You can. I often get asked how to publish children's picture books, so I've made this masterclass series to help you get started. This is the second in 3 videos, so if you haven't seen the first one, make sure you go back to up here and watch that one. But also make sure before you go that you subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you know when my next video comes out, number 3. Now, on to business. This time we are talking about pacing. What is it? Well, it's how you allow your story to unfold. Your ultimate goal as an author is to make your reader want to turn over and see what happens on the next page. Why is this important? Well, think about the psychology of the reader. If you allow all of the story to unfold and happen on the first couple of pages, why would they bother reading the rest of it? It's much like going for a run. If you give it your all in the first half a mile, then you've got nothing left for the second half and you just haven't got the energy to keep going. As children's brains are forming in these really crucial first years, they need an appropriate pace to be able to understand the story and get something out of it. And the ending is just as important in terms of pacing. Although you might have a surprise on the last page, you don't want a whole bunch of information happening right at the end. It's just too much in one go. It is a really fine balancing act, and that is why you need to do the planning. Before making any firm decisions about what the elements of your page will be, you can use thumbnail sketches and notes to plan. Planning is extremely important, and if you are one of these people who just generally doesn't do the planning, then you've got to knuckle down and do it this time. Make some little boxes about 1 inch big and make sure it's got the right orientation, portrait or landscape. Then you can roughly draw or make some notes to show what is happening on each page. A picture book for 3 to 6-year-olds is often 32 pages long, with 24 pages being active story. The other pages are end pages, title page, your copyright page, maybe somewhere for dedication, or at the end you might show what other books that you've written, or direct people to your website. If you can't think what it is that you're going to draw, but you have some ideas in your head as to what you're going to say, that's fine, just make some notes. Equally, if you haven't firmed up the story in words, but you kind of know what's going to be happening visually, you can do that too. Next, you need to decide what elements of the story you are going to be illustrating. Can you pick out any parts of the text that are going to make a good subject? Remember, don't give away any spoilers though, because the child will read the illustrations before they hear or read the text. It might be obvious what needs to go on the page. Or you might be wondering, where the heck do you start? Well, who are the characters who are going to be in this spread? Reread the text you have written so far. What are they doing? Could you describe something visually that is a precursor to the text? Could it be the moment before something really exciting happens? It's vitally important to get this stage right, because as I said before, the readers are most likely to see this page before the story is unveiled to them. And if you or your readers are anything like me, then a picture will stay with you for years through to adulthood. Then you can ask yourself, what extra information can I get into the story via the images? Perhaps you could tell the reader a little bit more about the character. Are they young or old, for example? Maybe you haven't mentioned this in the text. Is something happening that you haven't alluded to? Is it windy and the character's hat's blown off? What time of day is it? Or is there something lurking in the background? Why is this extra information important? Well, for a start, it gives your reader twice the amount of story. Buy one, get one free if you like. It's like when you watch a film or see a play and the character does an aside. You are getting information that the other characters don't necessarily know. That means the author and the reader are in cahoots. It makes the reader feel really special. They know something additional. So keep that in mind when you are planning your layouts. If you are serious about making 2020 the year that you produce your book, I've put a link in the description box below which will take you to the free preview of my course, Step by Step Illustrating a Children's Picture Book. It gives clear advice on how to take these steps and practical bonuses like a 32-page layout information sheet. And because I really want to support lots of people this year, I have almost quartered the price of the course. But get your skates on because it's only for the first part of 2020. And you don't even have to spend a single penny to watch the free preview. What's not to love? In video 3 of my children's book publishing masterclass, we will be looking at why it's important to lay out your book to full size and how to get going on your illustrations. Hopefully this has been helpful. So show the love by liking and sharing, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding the bell next to it for notifications on when my next video is coming out. Spoiler alert, next Friday. I'm off to make inedible cakes for my family. I will see you next time. Nanu nanu!